we know what a big deal it is to move out of state when
Yeah.
you have little kids. Take us through that process for you, and what was it like for them, and what helped that journey?
Well, they love it here. In fact, just out of curiosity, I did ask them recently, like, do you want to move back to California or do you want to stay here? And it's staying here. They have friends here, they have roots here. Everyone has been so incredibly nice. And what has helped them, I'm sure, is all the activities that they do. They found community in pretty much everything they do.
No,
What kind of things do they enjoy doing?
They love being active. They are very, very busy boys. So they love swimming. They love jujitsu. They also love music. And so they do piano and guitar, all those things all year round.
that's amazing.
And kids being involved in activities a lot of times helps the parents meet other parents and, find friends in your own community. How has it been for you two finding your community?
The majority of my community are definitely moms. We've lived in two amazing places, both in McMinnville and in Carlton, and everyone in those neighborhoods are my closest friends here. And in fact, I would say that I probably have more friends here than I do in California. In California, I grew up in the same town from preschool to graduating college, and I have a really great group of my best friends there that I'll have for life. But I would say, although I still have quality friends here, I just have more of them through probably my kids, through where we've lived, and then our current house in Carlton. We have an amazing group of neighbors there who also are really like-minded and love wine. So we get together on the weekends with them and their kids and drink wine and live life together and raise our kids together.
Yeah, that's so important to have too when you're in that middle of, busy with the boys, but also busy with business. It's so nice to finally, have a community to help you through all those seasons. So that's awesome. Where do you guys see yourself growing in the next 5 to 10 years?
So definitely continuing operations in Napa, Sonoma and here, slowly building and kind of organically expanding as we grow and as more visitors and guests, discover the Willamette Valley and here. And then eventually going abroad, as we talked about, doing Noble Wine Tours Goes Abroad, and maybe once a year taking some of our guests to different wine regions around the globe.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I'll be your first guest.
Thank you.
Let's do it.
We have our own wine club as well.
Okay.
We've been doing that for the last decade. This will be our 21st shipment coming up in next month. So we kind of cherry pick all of Napa, Sonoma or Willamette Valley for our guests. We don't share the wines from wineries we take our guests to because we know these places and we want you to continue supporting them. But coming here even every single year, there's over 1,000 wineries in this area and back in Napa, Sonoma. And so even if you came once a year, you're really just scratching the surface of what's available. We go tasting a couple times a month. When we find hidden gems, we just buy extras for our friends and then send them those. And it's also very curated and customized. If someone doesn't like champagne or Cabernet Sauvignon, they only get Pinot Chard, or if they only want Merlot and Rosé, that's all they get. So we really also take our concierge service to another level of kind of really customizing and then also getting a variety. You get 2 to 4 different wineries inside your shipment each time, and so that's been something fun too we've been doing.
And having lived in McMinnville and Carlton, what do you tell us some things that stick out about what it's like living in each of those towns?
Yeah.
McMinnville is amazing, and we might move back there one day. But I would say there is a large population of people who don't realize that they live in wine country, which is the same in Napa and Sonoma. My parents are not in the wine industry and grew up there, but in Carlton, I feel like the people that move there know where they're moving and are there for the wine and the food and the lifestyle.
I think both places have like a incredible sense of community. That was something that was very surprising to me. And Napa's very, very small, and same with Sonoma County. but it's still bigger populations. And then I remember when we first moved to Mac, even just doing like the Halloween walk in downtown, and all the restaurants and shops and stores all closed their doors and stood out front and handed out candy, and all the kids did a big loop of downtown. The Alien Parade, the car show in August, the tree lighting festival. I think just all those really small, intimate events that really bring the town together. Carlton does it as well with Carlton Days, and then Halloween, it's only 2 stops on town, so a much smaller little downtown, if you will, but they do it as well. And that was one thing that really touched to me, of just like how magical and special this place is with that too, of just, it's very, very community focused and driven. And then just all the activities and stuff that they do for the youth, I think is very special. Like,
Have you reached that period yet where you go to a grocery store or say one of those festivals and you recognize someone and they recognize you?
Definitely was, yeah.
But
Definitely some of the restaurants we've gone to too, I think of.
well, that's just because we
eat
show
on-
up at the
eat on-
store.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the best parts about a smaller community, whether that's McMinnville, Newburgh, Carlton. Even though I've lived here most of my life, but it's small enough you can be here for a short amount of time and have that recognition. It feels good to be known and to know others, even if it's just an acquaintance, but there's community.
Even the employees that work at the grocery store.
Absolutely.
I feel like I have relationships with them too. Yeah.
I think having the 4 seasons here too is really, really nice. Like the snow we had, it didn't stick, but last week when it was, open the windows and stuff and it's coming down and washing that's really, really special.
I don't know if we want to give away the secret, but I feel like Oregon's biggest secret is that it's not gray skies every single day. I mean, we're sitting here in February, and there's blue skies. And if I were to pull out my phone and look at the weather in Carlton for the next week and the weather in Sonoma County for the next week, it wouldn't be more than 5 or 10 degrees off. And usually if my mom's calling me, telling me it's raining in Sonoma County, it's raining here or vice versa. So,
Yeah.
So it's very similar in climate.
Yes.
There.
I think that when people think of California, they think of Southern California.
Right.
And California is such a big state, but yes, you're absolutely right that Northern California and the Willamette Valley have similar weather.
Climate, yeah.
Yeah.
And we tell people who are considering relocating here from warmer, sunnier states, yes, it does rain. And it's a good idea to plan a little getaway in January or February if you need to, but the rain always stops and then you have a break with a day or a week like this.
Yeah. And then Oregon summers, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Because it's all that rain that we get that brings our beauty. That's when Oregon really shines to me, is from spring till really like November, December. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, how green it just always is, I think is absolutely stunning. The grasses don't seem to go brown or anything like that back home, kind of after March. It's California's the golden state, not because they discovered gold, because most of the year it's brown and golden. So, yeah.
Is there anything else about Noble Wine Tours that you would like people to know?
Yeah, we just want to share wine country and these beautiful locations with the world and share our passion with them, and kind of why we all got into it. At the end of the day, this is just rotten grape juice, and it's meant to be shared with friends and family and loved ones, and to kind of cherish these moments and while we're all here on this beautiful planet.
Shouldn't it be something that's intimidating?
Yeah, that was always something for me when I first got in the wine industry. I felt like there was if you didn't have that knowledge, there's kind of an entry to it, if you will. And I was raised by Mormons. My whole family doesn't drink or anything like that. And I stumbled into the wine industry. And then just the joys of it as well. That's what also got me into it. I had lots of jobs and tried many different things growing up and since I was 15. And jumping into the wine industry was very fun. Of just even the people. I first got hired at a winery before we started the tour business together. And even at the winery, it was people on vacation celebrating momentous occasions and anniversaries and birthdays, or bachelor or bachelorette parties, or out with grandma for her 75th or whatever. And
You
just
get to
everyone's
be
in a
with
good
people
mood.
on the highlights
Yeah.
of their life.
Yeah.
Whether it's just a fun weekend, but it could be a proposal or those momentous occasion. That's really special.
Yeah.
We do.
That's
We
what
feel
always
very
made it.
honored to be
Be
a
a part
part
of
of
it.
all of those
Yeah.
things. And also, we learn so much from our guests. That's why I love being the transportation company, is because our guests are happy to give us advice on marriage, on parenting, on
Financials, you name it.
they're
Everything.
usually more successful than us and have lived more life than us. And so I just love soaking in everything that they can share with us. And if we can give
Make
them
sure
a
they
little
have a
bit
good
of
time.
yeah, give
R&R.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
Yeah.